Hey guys, it's me, Rachel. So today I'm going to be telling you about my experience at DC Night 1 seeing Taylor Swift at the Reputation Stadium tour. I went both nights in DC, and I also went Philly night 2. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate video for each experience because I want to go into detail and not rush. Also, sorry this video is very delayed. I totally got sick right after all my Taylor festivities because I think my body was just like, Rachel, you're not getting any sleep. You're freaking out. Literally, you're sick. So I was grounded for like a week and I'm still like congested. And so yeah, that was fun. But every part of it was worth it. I still think I might have busted something in my throat from screaming so loud. I'm joking. I can breathe, I promise. But yeah. Anyways, guys, so this is my experience for DC Night 1. And yeah, so we drove up. I went with my dad. We drove up on that morning of the 10th. And before the concert, we kind of just did like a dry run and down to the stadium and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna skip to the part where I got ready because that's when the Taylor festivities started. So I got ready and I was a glittery gold mess. And that was because I did my costume and sign of the theme of You Painted Me Golden. And that is from my favorite song, one of my favorite all-time Taylor songs, Dancing with Our Hands Tied. Like, I love that song with everything in my entire body and soul. Oh, wow. King of My Heart, also another Bob, but I had to make the Taylor reference. Anyways, so I was like, okay, for one of my tour dates, I absolutely have to do something Dancing with Our Hands Tied themed, and I wore this dress. It's deep blue, which painted me golden. I am aware it looks like a mess, and that's kind of the point, that it's supposed to look like spray painted and cool. So this is what I wore, and it looks painted golden. And then on the back, I spray painted golden. So painted golden. How many times am I going to say painted golden in this video? Good question. So then my sign, sister snapped. But it was a Grammy, and I was honestly very proud of myself because I can't draw, and I thought it looked pretty darn good. And it said, You Painted Me Golden, and it said Taylor Swift Album of the Year, Reputation 2017. It's 2018, I know. Nobody say that in the comments, but that was when Reputation came out, so. And you see, I'm holding her by her neck because she snapped because I was going so hard, but that's okay. She was delicate to begin with. But yeah, I was really proud of that sign. And so anyways, we got to the venue, and by the way, if you want to see pictures of me and my friends, costumes, everything, they are on my socials, and they will be in the description below. So we got to FedEx Field, and I met up with my friends at Johnny Rockets. I hung out with Natalie, Kiera, my other friend Natalie, who else? Alex, Annie. There was just so many people that I got to hang out with and love on and take pictures with, and it was just so much fun. And yeah, so that's what I did. And originally we went to our seats first, and I was like, oh my God. Like, the view was so obstructed. I was close to the first B stage, but I could hardly even see like the main stage because Club Olivia was over here, and then the sound booth was like literally from here to like my wall, not this wall, like this wall. Anyways, it was very close. That's the point I'm trying to prove. And I was first row on like the upper part, so like I could lean over and just talk to people on the floor very easily. Anyways, so what ended up happening was we were kind of like talking to the people. FedEx Field was very nice. They were like, yeah, we'll help you find new seats, blah, blah, blah. But they were only offering to move us back one row. And we were like, no, like, we'll just keep our seats. It's fine. Honestly, best decision, thank you, that I've ever made. Because literally it was amazing, because my friends could come up and, like, during Charlie XCX, my friend Natalie and Julia came up and they were just dancing with me. They were on the floor. I could literally reach over and hold their hands, and I'd be like, it was so much fun. And I was like, okay, I'm really glad I kept the seats I did, because when she came to, like, B stage, she was super close. And so it ended up being all good. And at that point, I was like, okay, maybe I'm glad I kept the seats. But when the show started, I thought that even more. So my friend Emma, she and I are very close, and I love her so much, and we talk about Taylor and Joe all the time, and we're like, we love them together, blah, blah, blah. We're like number one stans. We actually took a picture before the concert of us doing like a meme of Joe like this. And we took the picture, and I told her, I was like, what are the chances of Joe being here tonight? Like, oh, yeah, like, not our luck, like, blah, blah, blah. Emma is on the other side of the stadium. Okay, keep in mind. And I feel like I have to mention Emma in this because, like, Joe and Taylor stands all the way. So, like, if I want to talk about them, that's who I talk to. But anyways, so, it's the beginning. Obsessed starts playing. Bad Reputation starts playing. I'm like, okay, Taylor is coming. Ready for It starts, and I'm like freaking out. Eyes are glued on the stage. I look over for a split second, and I'm like, there's this guy standing at sound booth. He has his arms crossed. He's bobbing his head, just chilling, in like the back of sound booth. And I'm like, who and what? Why? No way. So I start watching Taylor again, and it's during I did something bad. I'm like, oh my god, that's Joe's mom standing next to him, because I've seen like pictures of them at like the concerts before, and usually they're in Club Meredith, and everybody is saying that I'm not telling the truth, that Joe was in front of my face all night, but I guarantee you he was. So anyways, yeah, he turned, he faced sideways, and I said, oh my god, that's Joe. And I was on the phone with my mom, because I always call her like during concerts, it's fun, and I was screaming into the phone. I'm like, Joe is right in front of my face, Joe is right in front of my face, Joe is right in front of my face. I couldn't believe it. I texted him, I was like, please don't tweet this, but Joe's right in front of me, because I didn't want people to come running over there and asking him. And it was weird because my seats were literally right in front, so I could see him, and everybody else was like, he wasn't there, nobody else saw him, that's weird that you were the only one. But nobody in my section was like, they were locals. They weren't like fans. But my friend Julia, she came over during Blank Space and Dress, when she went to like the second B stage. And I leaned over and I was like, come here. I was like, that's Joe right there. She turned and her jaw dropped. And like, it was the most priceless thing I've ever seen. Like, and then we were just dancing, and it was like, we're dancing right there. Like, it was incredible. And it was like mind blowing just to see how happy he was watching Taylor. And my heart. Anyways, so Taylor came over to the first B stage. I just kind of went out of order, I'm sorry. And she sang State of Grace, and I called my best friend, because it was so funny, because I was taking her to the second show in Philly. That was the show we were going to together. And she was like, oh my god, of course, because she's the biggest Red stan. And I was like freaking out. It was so special. Like, I'm serious. Like, everybody thinks I'm crazy for going to multiple Taylor shows, but honestly, something different always happens. Like, it's never the same experience. Oh my gosh, I just forgot to mention Mama Swift. I went on my Joe rant. I was in my feelings, sorry. Okay, so it was during Love Story Style and You Belong With Me, like the mashup she does. And Mama Swift comes over, and she's kind of looking, I guess, for like rep room people. And she like walked in the little passageway between sound booth and me. And I was like, oh my gosh, Andrea. And she like came over to me, and she was like, oh my gosh, hi, sweetie. I was like, hi, Andrea. I was like, do you mind if we get a picture real quick? And, like, I had my phone leaning over. Again, this is on my socials because I'm not technologically... What did I just say? I am not advanced in technology, so I... Insert picture here? Not here. So anyways... she came over and I went on my Snapchat because I wanted the screen to, like, light up so I could actually see our selfie, like, so it wasn't dark on my camera. Anyways, so, oh my gosh, it was so funny because the filters on Snapchat accidentally, like, popped up and it started to go on her face. It was so freaking funny and she was laughing so hard and I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what my phone's doing, like... Andrea, Queen Andrea, Mama Swift is taking a selfie with me, and it's just going goofy on me. Anyways, so I was like, you look so pretty, and she's like, oh, thank you, darling. And she was like, you're too sweet, like, and we were taking the selfie, and I'm like, I love you, Andrea, thank you so much for all you do. And she's like, oh, no problem, you're so sweet. Like, she kept saying, you're so sweet. She's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Queen Andrea. Anyway, so then she walked away, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, Mama Swift, like, and then she went and took pictures with other people. This is so out of order. Am I missing anything? Oh, yes, during Long Live, I was bawling my eyes out. Like, I printed a Polaroid of me and Taylor, and I literally had that thing in front of my face, like, the whole time, and I was just like... I had the time of my life with you. Like, I was just crying, and, like, through, like, New Year's Day, I was like, you and me forevermore. I was a mess. But I was so happy, and dancing in confetti, and dancing with my friends. Like, them just spontaneously, like, coming up and, like, hugging me and, like, dancing with me. And it was so much fun, and I'm so happy that I kept the seats that I did. Just because I was able to have the experience I did. I was able to see, like, kind of the behind the scenes, like, oh my gosh. Anyways, and it was so amazing. Just, it was so unique, I feel, because I got to see Mama Swift and, like, Joe and his mom. And the thing is, he's in a couple pictures that I took, and I didn't want everybody to, I don't know, it seemed like he wanted to be undercover that night. Like, usually he's in Club Meredith, like I said earlier, and I don't know, he just seemed like he was having a quiet night out with his mom, and I didn't want to, like, bug him. I could have easily yelled his name and he would have turned around to me, but I just took the route of screaming obnoxiously and just being myself and letting him be, because I felt like that was the respectful thing to do. And I was excited that he was right in front of me all night, and it truly made me so happy to see him, like, cheering Taylor on. But in another aspect, I don't want to overshare, because it just seemed like that was his time with his mom. I know that sounds weird, but I didn't want to overshare and, like, I don't know, overstep what I should say, because I didn't even tweet that he was there until I was in my hotel bed that night. And I just hope nobody takes that, you know, the wrong way, the weird way. I just wanted to be respectful, and yeah. So everybody was calling me a liar, saying he wasn't there. I was like, I promise he was. I didn't want to tweet pictures because he was with his mom and stuff, and yeah. Anyways, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. It made me really happy, and DC Night 2 is coming up. That night was incredibly special. Yeah. And I love you guys. Thank you. And if you're going to the Reputation Stadium tour, honestly, you're going to have the best night of your life. And I'm going to do a separate video, just like a review on it, because when I make videos like this, it's my personal experience. But yeah, I love you guys. Bye.